I'm Josh Denny. I'm 24. I'm a graphic designer and I'm a skater from Broadstairs, Kent. So we're at the Scorcher Boys slash, no, it is the Scorcher Boys team basically. This has been like a build that we've started this year. We all recycled materials that have been found here on this site, and it's unused bit of land in a secret location. I feel like the place around here is about like 10 years behind London in the sense of its progressiveness. I went from basically having like a really diverse group of friends and different races around me to then suddenly being around pretty 95% white people. The stereotype of literally people coming up and grabbing my hair and saying how cool it is was like, funnily enough, how I made friends in like school when it was just like that level. It's just not knowing what's right and wrong and how to approach people and how not to approach people. It made me like question my own personal identity, as in like how I'm perceived and how people see me as either a black individual or someone who's not black enough or too black for certain scenarios or certain things. When you grow up in a place where there isn't that diversity and there isn't them people there to tell you about someone's culture, you just have questions and you are inquisitive. And that's not a bad thing at all, that's a good thing, and that's something that we need to embrace and nurture. Whenever I go for like jobs, if it's not in like somewhere that's really multicultural like London, every single time I'd be in the back of my mind hoping that the person who's interviewing me hasn't got racial bias or doesn't want to discriminate me because I have dreads, and that's a traditional hairstyle for black people, but yeah, it's seen as something that's not good to have and is unprofessional, and all them things play on my mind because I'm trying to do the best I can and be the best I can, but that can already slap me down before I've even really said anything, because that's just what I look like and who I am. And if that person has that discrimination, then I'm not a conformist, but it seems like you can be a non-conformist and be white and still be taken professionally. But if you're a non-conformist and you're black, there's gates you've got to jump over, there's things you've got to get through to really get the respect to some people. It's getting better, everything is getting better, and there is progressive things that's happening. People Dem Collective are absolutely smashing it around here. They're getting people active and like talking about race and talking about culture and what black people and black culture can give to white culture, in a sense of like sharing knowledge and really just upping young black activity as far as like getting jobs and getting into career paths. Like they've done bits. They've got me jobs. They've got me like experiences working in like bits of film and like doing like art and doing a mural, which is done in Margate next to Arlington House. We are in Margate Seafront, and this is the mural that we've painted with People Dem Collective's influence and the council's permission. It's of black British icons drawn by school kids, pretty much. Yeah. It was me, another artist, Ben Connors, and another intern who's done it as well. And it was commissioned work, which is really great for us personally.
Why is it on the front someone put welcome to Marghetto?
That's completely separate. That is a complete outsider. That's not to do with us. This is for People Dem Collective. This is for Margate Now. Yeah. She was basically asking if I was responsible for the for the spray paint at the front that says Marghetto, because I think she lives in this building here, the Arlington House. So she's probably a bit upset with people calling it Marghetto. But that's the slang. That's the slang around here. That's what it is. Like, it's Marghetto. But it's getting better. That's the whole point of it, and that's the whole point of this mural. To brighten up the area, make it something that it hasn't been before. Like this, all of these shop fronts have been dead for years and years and years. They used to be like, like shops where you go get like a bucket and spade and all that kind of stuff, like all of that, but it's dead. So it's just a good use of the space now. I feel like things are moving at a completely different pace to when I was young. Like there was no programs for specifically aimed for like black and brown people. There was no like call for awareness, and the BLM movement's really like tied that all together and really made people aware that there is a problem that needs to be solved rather than it being ignored. And I'm so grateful for that, because like so many people have like come out and spoke to me about certain subjects I didn't think anyone would ever speak to me about. It was depressing to see what we're seeing, and like seeing the violence and the just absolute disparity of it all. Like it was horrible to see that police could get away with what they get away with. It's horrible to see that it's even still happening, and that was a strain. That was a strain for a while. Like, and to have like as good as it was to talk to people and like influence people's like opinions, like it was draining. It was mentally draining for a while, just trying to have like all these conversations with all these people who are all trying to better themselves, and it's not a bad thing at all. As I said, it's a good thing for knowledge exchange, but to have so much like all at once was nuts. I think it's all about exposure at this point, because we view everything on social media and it's like on a screen every single time. It's less about word of mouth. That is more the most important thing is to keep BLM alive and keep it running and keep that momentum that is there. This needs to change. BLM. That's it.